Okay, I want you to imagine a civilization so advanced, so incredibly planned out, that it was right up there with ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, a real powerhouse of the Bronze Age that built these huge cities, traded all across the known world, and then it just vanished, leaving behind a message we literally can't hear. Let's dive into this amazing story. And that's the big question, right? It's honestly one of the greatest historical detective stories you'll ever come across. See, the Indus Valley Civilization left behind thousands of artifacts, all covered in this mysterious script, a language that's just been lost to time. We can see their words, but we have no clue what they're trying to tell us.
So if we're going to have any hope of understanding that message, we've got to start by understanding the messengers. Who were these people? Where did they come from? And how did they build such a remarkable society? It's time to start gathering the clues.
Our investigation starts right here, in this huge area that covers parts of modern-day Pakistan and India. The whole civilization basically grew up in the fertile floodplains of the Indus River. I mean, that river was their lifeblood, letting them farm the land and build a society that would just thrive for more than 1,000 years. And just look at that date, 2500 BCE. Let that sink in. We're talking more than 4,500 years ago. To give you some perspective, this is the same time the Great Pyramids of Giza were going up. So the key thing here is that the Indus Valley wasn't some little isolated culture. No, they were a major player on the world stage.
And this timeline really puts it all into context, you know? While the pyramids were rising in Egypt and city-states were duking it out in Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley Civilization was at its absolute peak. They were all contemporaries, part of this first, incredible wave of human cities. At the heart of their civilization were these massive, incredibly sophisticated cities. The two most famous ones are Harappa, that's the one that was discovered first, and the amazing Mohenjo-daro, which means Mound of the Dead. And these weren't just little towns, we're talking about master-planned metropolises. And this is where it gets mind-blowing. This shows just how advanced they were. Their cities were laid out on a perfect grid, kind of like modern-day Manhattan. They had covered drains and sewers to carry waste away from people's homes, and they built their houses with standardized, baked bricks. That level of organization is just staggering for that time. This tells you they had a powerful government that really cared about order and public health.
I mean, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? The archaeologists who study these places are just consistently blown away by the focus on sanitation and order. It really points to a society with a strong, centralized government that could pull off these incredible feats of engineering.
So, we've got these incredibly organized cities, but what was it actually like to live there? You know, what did people do all day? Let's peel back another layer and take a look at the artisans, farmers, and traders who really powered this whole civilization.
Their whole society basically stood on three main pillars. First, it all started with the land. They were brilliant farmers who figured out how to use the river valley to grow tons of crops. That stability then led to the second pillar, master craftspeople, who had the time to create the stunning pottery and jewelry we still find today. But, and this is the third pillar, they didn't just keep it all for themselves. Oh no, they were savvy international traders, connecting their world to others.
And get this, they weren't just trading with their neighbors. Archaeologists have found Indus Valley seals and pottery all the way over in Mesopotamia. That's modern-day Iraq. This was a real global trade network for the ancient world, linking these huge civilizations through goods, and you have to imagine ideas too.
But for everything we know about their amazing cities and their trade routes, we now circle right back to the heart of the puzzle. Because despite all this evidence of their success, the biggest questions about the Indus Valley, they're still completely unanswered. In a lot of ways, the case has gone cold.
And here it is, the big one, the great enigma. They left us a script, etched onto thousands of these little stone seals and tablets. We can see all the beautiful symbols, weird-looking animals, complex shapes, all sorts of signs. But we have absolutely no idea what any of it means.
Just think about that for a second. There's no Rosetta Stone to help us unlock this script. It could be anything, trade records, religious hymns, laws, maybe even personal letters. But right now, it's just a silent testament to a lost language and a whole lost world of ideas.
And as if one giant mystery wasn't enough, there's a second one. What happened to them? Around 1900 BCE, this incredible organized civilization just started to fall apart. People started abandoning the cities, the trade networks collapsed, and their writing system just disappeared. Was it climate change, an invasion,
Some kind of disease? We just don't have a clear answer. And because we can't read what they wrote, we have no records from their side telling us what went wrong. The two mysteries are just tragically tangled together.
So, okay, a civilization vanished thousands of years ago. Why should we care about this today? Why does solving this ancient puzzle even matter? Well, the answer really lies in what we've lost. When you get right down to it, what was lost was an entire people's voice. Their stories, their myths, their history, how they saw the universe, it's all locked away in that script. By not being able to read it, we're missing a whole chapter in the story of humanity. And we can't learn the lessons from why they ultimately collapsed.
And that kind of leaves you with one final thought, doesn't it? The story of the Indus Valley is this powerful reminder that history is just full of mysteries. It really makes you wonder, as we keep digging into our past, what other lost voices, what other silent civilizations are still out there, just waiting for us to find them?